So if I am that implementer, web analytics director, manager, and I'm sitting on top of a fairly stable, decently documented implementation today, how much time and budget do I need to be thinking about in order to make a migration to server side?
It really comes down to what you mean by well documented and stable and all of that. Because on the Adobe side, at least, where you have to map everything out to XDM. You have to know what it is that you currently have to do that mapping. Like if your data layer isn't well documented and you don't know how it all works currently, it's going to be really hard to know how to translate that into an XDM layer. If you don't already know what all third-party tags you have on your site and which of them are still current and which of them could probably go away and who owns what and when they expire and all of that, then it's going to be really hard to know what needs to move server side. If you
So
don't know where all your Facebook pixels are, then how are you going to,
yeah,
convert those into
yeah.
Facebook conversion
And
tables?
I think those are important questions you're asking because a lot of this is part of implementation, is vetting this out and figuring it out. And unfortunately, when we say implementation, a lot of people think, well, like going in and actually typing stuff and deploying stuff. And like, that's only part of it. And that's a small part of it a lot of
Yeah,
times. So
the
I,
easiest part of my
it's,
job.
yeah, I mean, it's the hard part
Let me
is
write
really,
JavaScript, please. Don't make me audit your third-party tags.
yeah, I mean, the hard part is
Um,
really analyzing all of
yeah.
these kind of questions that you're starting to bring up. And so, I'm guessing, but is it? I mean, is it weeks? Is it months? Is it half a year? Is it? I mean, I know that that's hard to
Mm,
pin down, but I know that again, these people are going to be hit up with it, and one of my fears is that they're going to be sold. Oh, it's super easy, and then it sets them up for failure. Even if these are monumental shifts that have huge future potential, I think it's important to be transparent so you can be realistic and say, look, this is going to be hard. You're gonna have to invest a lot of time, but it's going to be worth it rather than saying,
yeah.
it's a couple weeks and you'll be up and running.
Fortunately, I haven't heard a lot of that marketing of it'll be easy. Certainly not on the Adobe Tag Management side. Like they know that there is a big learning curve with the move to XDM and all of that. They're trying to make it easier and give templates and use cases and training and all of that. But um, most of the things that you could do now to prepare yourself for server side are things you should be doing anyways for your client side implementation.
Great point.
So it's hard to say timeline wise because, hey, if you haven't done it already for your client side implementation, if you don't have it well documented, if you don't know where all your pixels are, if you aren't using a data layer or you're using a data layer everywhere except this one place where we had to do something a little bit different because it was a weird use case, um, all of that stuff's going to make it a lot harder to move to XDM
Yeah.
or to move to GTM server side as well. Like you have to know what you currently have to work with. So.